Joe, how do I sound, my man? Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound good.
Perfect.
You doing all right, Mike? Because your eyes are a little red. The eyes don't lie.
Joe, I woke up 10 minutes ago.
That's what I'm saying. You doing all right?
We were at the casino again last night, and there's so many casinos in Miami, dude. There's like every 5 minutes you'll find a casino. I thought that there was just like one location, right? You know, like, oh, one big Hard Rock hotel. And no, there's Coconut Grove, there's Seminole, there's all sorts of casinos. I went to Calder yesterday. You can't go 10 minutes in this town without coming across the casino.
That's what I'm saying. The eyes don't lie.
You double check that we're on YouTube?
Yeah,
Yeah, we are.
we're on YouTube. I sent Chica something during through Facebook Messenger. I was telling her, tell Mike we need to go hit up the Bingo Loco next time you all are in town.
I told
That
her you
looks-
said that, dude. I told her you said that. She was like all down for it.
It looks like fun. I sent her the video, so she can see what it looks like. I think it would be a lot of fun to go check out Bingo Loco next time you all are in town. Yeah. I don't know if anybody we would win anything, but the music sure sounds good. And we got people joining us in the chat. Tex-Mex Frank.
Hey,
Bettis.
who was that today on social media? It was like on Yahoo Sports. Who was the guy saying that the Spurs should go after Steve Kerr? I found that to be
I don't
interesting.
I
I have a question about that.
Area 210, where the dreams don't fade. From the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210, oh, it's the life that we chose.
Rising together on a Wednesday. My name is Mike Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia. This is the Area 210 podcast brought to you by PF Chang's La Cantera. Joe, I'm still in sunny Miami, Florida right now. I apologize for the show starting 8 minutes late, but I woke up 10 minutes ago, Joe. It was one of those things, Joe, where I was in bed. Chica and I were laying down. We woke up this morning around 7 or 8 this morning, and we are like, oh, it's too early to wake up. Let's go back to bed. We wake up, I think, oh, it's been 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Nope. It was 3.5 hours that passed, Joe.
Jeez.
And San Antonio time, over here it's 11 a.m. San Antonio time, it was like 9:56. I jumped in the shower, took a 10-minute shower, brushed my teeth, came downstairs to do the show with you guys. Apologies for being a few minutes late, but we have a lot to get into today. The Spurs held their media day a couple of days ago there at the Rocket La Cantera. A lot of unanswered questions involving the Spurs. Who's going to be the starting point guard on day one? Because we found out that De'Aaron Fox, his injury is going to linger into the regular season. We saw Dylan Harper shooting some shots, saying that he's going to be ready for at least part of preseason. So who jumps into the starting lineup? And what about the Spurs head coach? Mitch Johnson took over for Greg Popovich when Pop went down with a stroke early in the season last year. Now, there are rumors or innuendo, rather, by Yahoo Sports saying that the Spurs should go after Steve Kerr because Kerr is entering his last year with the Golden State Warriors. So, Joe, guess what I did a few minutes ago? I went looking to see Mitch Johnson's contract. I can't find the length. Can anyone find the length of Mitch Johnson's contract? Because every report that I saw said he signed a multi-year deal. But there were no follow-up reports to it all that I saw anywhere. I looked on Express News. I looked on ESPN. I looked at all these places. It just said he signed a multi-year deal. Multi-year deal could be 2 years, Joe. Maybe I'm wrong when it comes to it. If someone knows more than me, jump in on our chat, which again is powered by PF Chang's La Cantera.
Here's the thing. The contract signing didn't really disclose like how many years, I guess, were on there. They just say, that he was signed for a couple, multi-year contract. And
That's shady, Joe. That's shady. What does that mean?
The specifics were not released by the team.
Right.
And, they didn't ever say the length or anything of that nature. So,
why isn't local media asking that question? Because my question for that I had when I saw this whole thing on Yahoo Sports today, where they're just basically saying on Twitter, the Spurs should go after Steve Kerr. I'm asking the question, how long of a leash does Mitch Johnson have? Because if they know that Kerr is going to be a free agent as a head coach 1 year from now, what if Mitch Johnson doesn't make the playoffs or doesn't make the play-in? Or what if the Spurs staff, the Spurs front office doesn't like what he's doing or loses faith in him? 1 year and out.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is it's dependent on winning, right? So now in today's NBA, you have to win in order to go ahead and retain your head coaching duties, right? So the expectation for the Spurs this season under Mitch Johnson's helm, right? Playoff
Right.
or bust, Mike. And I think that's how he's going to be gauged. How well did the team play? Was there a big improvement? Was there a big leap like everybody's anticipating with the roster that they have when healthy? And how far are they going to go into the playoffs? Are they going to make a strong push and get beyond just the first round? Are they going to be able to get beyond just a play-in and then
Right.
get that done? We want to see what they can really do under Mitch Johnson's helm. Now, if he's not living up to the billing or the Spurs aren't seeing the growth that they want, maybe he has a short stint here in San Antonio.
I like the comment that Jesse A says here. It says Mitch is going to get that Patriots Jared Mayo treatment, 1 year tryout, and then bring a veteran coach. That's a fear of mine, Joe, because why would I want to have Steve Kerr as head coach of the Spurs? Why would anybody want to have that? Steve Kerr is on the tail end of his career, and you can say he has experience, he has chips and all that stuff. He had chips when he had, Steph Curry and Draymond Green at the height of their powers, and Klay Thompson at the height of their powers, and all that stuff. That was not even his team. That was Mark Jackson's team that he took to the NBA Finals and to the promised land. Why would I want to have that compared to a young coach who is respected by the players and all of that stuff? I just found it kind of weird because it got me a little bit worried for Mitch Johnson when I saw that post, that tweet. I know it's just a stupid tweet. I know it's just one of those things where, it's clickbait. I get that.
Yeah.
But then I thought to myself, Mitch Johnson's contract is how long in length again? Not disclosed. Well, why isn't it disclosed? I mean,
You know why?
tell me
'Cause
another,
his
tell
name
me
can
another
be
NBA
gone,
coach.
Mike.
Tell me another NBA coach right now in the league that has an undisclosed contract. Because I can bet you there's not
Nobody else
one.
that I can think of. No, not one that I can think of. Usually when you go ahead and you sign a coach, it's out there and everybody talks about it. Oh, he's been signed for a 2-year deal, 3-year deal, whatever.
Right.
And it's out there. This one is undisclosed because the team didn't want to go ahead and release any information other than we just signed him. He's a new coach.
Okay, agreed. But now it's been, 3 months in that signing? It's been 11 months
Been
since
a
he took
while.
over the team?
Yeah.
I mean, why isn't any local media asking this question?
I don't know.
Because it's like they had all the people there. Why isn't head coach Mitch Johnson's contract one of the deals to talk about? Instead, we hear questions about like, what superhero would you be, or what fantasy thing that this that, and the other. I saw one the other day about like what TikTok trend are you, and all that. I was like, fuck, man, just ask some Spurs questions, man. I hate those questions when they ask that of Spurs players.
Or maybe you
And
should give your pass and ask Mitch Johnson. Hey, let me ask you a question real quick. What's the length of your contract? They're going to be like, you know what, Mike? Your name is gone. Get him out of here.
I don't want to know what who their childhood crush was. I don't want to know, what's their favorite go-to meal after games or before games. I don't want to know any of that stuff. I want to know Mitch
What's
Johnson.
in your
Hey,
playlist?
how long is your contract? What's on your playlist? Oh my God, dude. And they all do it, right? I'm not singling out one person at all, but I saw it all week long where it's like, I hate those questions, Joe. It doesn't humanize
It's like they're
crap, dude.
afraid to ask an actual, question to not only the players, but like to the coaching staff. They can't ask real questions because if they do, oh, how dare you ask that? We're going to revoke your credentials moving forward. You know what? These reporters should stop being scared of the San Antonio Spurs and ask real questions. Stop with that nonsense. It's like if they're getting people right off the street and say, hey, you know what? You want to cover the Spurs? Come on in here. Ask the dumbest question you can.
Right. And it doesn't
You
have to
know?
be being a dick. It's just like it would just be a quote because I was in the media for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Question over here, Mike Jimenez. Um, Mitch Johnson was named head coach officially a few months ago. It was a beautiful ceremony. We saw Greg Popovich there. We saw all these Spurs dignitaries there and legends there. It was saying that at the time his contract was a multi-year deal, terms not disclosed at that point. When are those terms going to be disclosed? How long is he the head coach for?
You know what, Mike? I just thought
And
if
then,
you
and then
get
I,
out there and you get to ask a question, Mike, you're gonna be like, "Yeah, I just want to ask a question." This is gonna lead into something. This is gonna be the best ever. I want to ask a question. Who is your financial advisor? Do you guys want to make more money?
hey,
And
there's
if
my
you do,
number.
you call Mike.
That's right. 210-508-0369. 210-508-0369. We joke with the line, who wants to make more money? Or do you want to make more money? But I do handle people's retirement accounts and life insurance and disability, long-term care, all that stuff. Give me a call, 210-508-0369. Been in business, Joe. 19 years, Joe. But let's
Yeah,
talk about this, Joe. It's funny how the local media is frightened of them. I mean, what are they going to do? Ban you? I mean, if they ban you, that's a story in itself.
yeah. You get thrown out for what? Asking an actual question?
Yeah, and it's not a rude question.
No.
And that was the dick thing about Pop back in the day when he would talk to the media is that he would try to ridicule you. He did that to me back in the day.
Yeah. What
You
does he
know,
say?
it's
That's a
kind of
stupid question. You know?
yeah, yeah, and it was his way of being a dick, and people thought it was endearing. But before there was Donald Trump being a dick to the media, there was Greg Popovich being a dick to the media. They're the exact. They may be politically as far polar opposites as they can be, but guess what? They have the same mentality towards people and towards being questioned on anything. It's the same mentality, Joe. And it's kind of funny because I always say the far left and the far right are so close to each other. People don't even realize how close it is. But the unanswered questions for this season, though. Who's going to be the starting point guard game one? The NBA season starts in just over 3 weeks. The regular season. I know preseason's coming up in the next week or two. But regular season is what matters, Joe. And it starts like on the 22nd, 23rd of October. That's just 3 weeks away. We have reports out there that De'Aaron Fox not going to be ready for the regular season opener.
Sohan's not going to be ready.
Sohan with a lingering injury.
Carter Bryant's still on the mend.
Carter Bryant. So you're looking at all these players that are already nicked up. Is it going to be one of those things where we stumble out of the gate and have to play catch up later on? We're seeing this in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys trying to make the playoffs, right? Oh, they look great. Number one offense in the NFL, but they're also, 1, 2, and 1 after 4 games. And you
Worst
need
on
to win at least. You need to win 10 games to make it to the playoffs. But you look at the Spurs right now. They have depth at guard. I think it's very obvious that they could start Castle and Devin Vassell at the 1 and 2. Obviously, Wemby, who's an inch taller now, he's officially at 7'4". Last year, the NBA listed him at 7'3". He's now 7'4". Obviously, the starter, right? Harrison Barnes, the Toyota Corolla, starter. So many Spurs fans right now are like, "Oh no, Harrison Barnes can come off the bench." He's not a bench player; he's a starter, right? So who's the fifth guy? Because you would agree with me, Joe, right? That Castle, Vassell, Wemby, and Barnes are the four that are already set in stone.
No.
So here are the candidates for the fifth one. If you want to go big, you go Luke Cornett.
You could.
Luke, 7'1". He has said, Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs at Ken's 5 posted earlier yesterday how Cornett believes that he could play alongside Wemby, no different than Al Horford played with Kristaps Porzingis back in Boston, and that he was able to play alongside of those two guys.
I don't think they understand, like, Cornette is actually a legit defender. Like, the guy can play defense, and he'd be another
Right.
body out there to go ahead and help Wemby get rebounds. At least tap the ball. Maybe the Spurs get that 50-50 ball, but at least be able to create some havoc in the paint, box out, that type of thing. That would help the Spurs tremendously, especially when it comes to what? Offensive rebounds. They haven't really been a really good offensive rebounding team. And what happens, Mike? That gives the opposing team second and third chance opportunities to knock down buckets. And that's been the Spurs' Achilles heel. I think Cornette can go ahead and help clear that up. The only problem is if you insert him into the lineup, what are you going to lose? You're going to lose a little bit of speed and athleticism in the open court.
Yeah, but you create a no-fly zone down low, and
Yeah.
defensively they might be able to do stuff. Now, Cornette is not somebody who plays a lot of minutes. You look
No.
historically, he's the guy that plays 12 to 18 minutes per game. He's not a starter going to go out there and get 30 to 36 minutes. Tell me about Sohan's injury, because I was a little bit unaware of that. What are they saying
I
about
believe
Jeremy
it was
Sohan?
he had some type of a hamstring injury or something like that.
Yeah, to
And he
prevent him
was
from playing for Poland.
yeah, so he was there. He's still on the mend from that, and they're really not in any hurry, any rush to really bring him back in. I think he's still on the mend. He's in rehab. I mean, I'm sure he's working out and probably, in the gym with the team. They probably don't. I don't think they have him on, let's say, 3-on-3 or 5-on-5 drills or anything like that currently.
Right.
But he's still in rehab, and they're just going to go ahead and bring him back slowly. I don't think there's any rush for that. But as you were saying, Mike, with Carter being out, Carter Bryant still on the mend. You have Sohan out, Darren Fox likely to miss at least 3 or 4 games there. The problem being is, like you were saying, the Spurs might stumble out of the gate, and they're going to show that they're still trying to figure things out. You got to understand with some of the new pieces that they've acquired, and even in the draft, some of these new players that they have, we don't really know what this team is going to look like right out the gate. It's going to take some time for them to gel together. So I don't think we're going to see a really good gauge of what the Spurs team can do until maybe sometime in mid-December, maybe by Christmas.
Now, so people are asking about about the injuries, right?
Yeah,
Correct me if I'm wrong. De'Aaron Fox, he tweaked his hamstring earlier in the summer.
he did. And
So
then remember, he's still on the mend from his surgery from his fingers.
right. So the hamstring injury is probably the bigger of the two injuries. You
Yeah.
don't want to treat that going into the regular season. He was supposed to be playing in some Asian event, somewhere in Japan, someplace, or China, someplace. And
Yeah.
long story short, he was pulled from that because of a hamstring issue. Then you have the hand issue with Dylan Harper. This if Harper had not hurt his hand, he would have been inserted as the starting 2 or 3 guard immediately. But because he has that hand injury, I'm not so certain. I guess it depends on how well he plays and how well he looks during the
Yeah.
preseason. Dylan Harper was shown taking some shooting practice, I believe, with Monty Ginobili. But Harper has a brace on his hand, I guess some sort of contraption on his hand. Makes it a little bit more difficult for him to shoot the ball. But he's at least going to be able to play. I'm going to tell you who I think is going to be kind of wild cards for the starting 5.
No.
I mean, because we're throwing out names from the back of the lineup at this point, right? Because Harper's hurt. It's the Carter Bryant is hurt. De'Aaron Fox is hurt. Luke Cornette doesn't play a lot of minutes. Sohan's nicked up. Do we see the rise of cardio Julian Champagnie?
Oh God, man. The thing with Julian Champagnie, he's not consistent. He might look good here and there, but unless he puts it in and he's consistent with it, what good is he really doing in the lineup?
Right. He is kind of like what Bryn Forbes was back in the day.
Hit or miss.
Either lighting it up or not doing a damn thing at all. But I'm gonna tell you the
Brent
name
was
that
a
I think is
liability on defense. Remember that.
I'm gonna tell you a name that is a good dark horse name, Joe.
What is that?
The Spurs picked up a guy that everyone just kind of like scoffed at in the offseason. The Spurs picked up a guy who can stretch the floor and knock down threes. The Spurs picked up a guy who averages about 28 minutes per game played, Joe. And every Spurs fan thinks that he's the end of the bench. But I'm going to tell you what, he's going to play a lot of minutes, and people are going to be kind of surprised. His name is Kelly Olynyk.
I knew you were going to say that.
He spreads the floor. He knocks down threes. He's eyed at defense. He's a veteran. He's used to be a starter. He's also a 6-man kind of guy. When the Spurs got him, they didn't get him to be the 15th man behind Julian Champagnie.
Yeah.
They got him to play.
He can be an enforcer on the court too. Let's not forget. He'll dislocate your arm.
He can. And guess what, Joe? If that skill set existed and he wasn't white, I think Spurs has to be more excited.
Yeah.
You see a white guy with long hair looking like a surfer, you look past him. But call up Kelly Olynyk's stats.
All right, let me go ahead
So,
and pull it up.
last name is spelled Olynk, I believe. I might be
Yeah,
wrong about that.
it's a weird spelling.
I want to know, like, how many minutes per game does he normally play? Because last I saw, like, for his career, it was like 26, 28 minutes per game.
Yeah.
For Spurs
All
fans
right.
that think that Harrison Barnes coming off the bench when he has started all 82 games last year and 81 games the year before that, he's not coming off the bench, right? But Kelly
No.
Olynyk, I'm telling you, I've said this from the beginning, Joe. He's gonna get some run with this team, and this might be his time to shine.
All right. So here we go. Here are Kelly Olynyk's stats, right, per Basketball Reference here. And here's the thing with Kelly Olynyk. He's they're going through his career, and this is going back, I guess, when he was still playing in his. It
Well,
says
what's
24,
his height?
24,
What's his height?
25.
What's his height?
Don't show it here. Don't show what his height is.
He's
They're not
he
saying.
plays small forward, right?
Let's see. He's 6'11".
6'11". So look, there you got height, Joe.
No,
You got height. So
6'11". And right now, games played throughout his career, he's played 800 games. Right, his points per game throughout his 800 games played is 10.2. He averages 5.2 rebounds, 2.5 assists. And let's look at his field goal shooting percentage, Mike. You know how you like to look at that.
I like the
His
EFG.
career, for his career, he's at 48.6, right? For field goals. For his 3-point shooting prowess there, he's at 37.1. His
Wow.
EFG, 56.2.
I mean, come on, man. 56.2 from somebody who plays down low? You kidding me? I mean, that's not like superstar, but that's very good, Joe.
Yeah.
That's very good. That means for every 100 times he shoots the ball, he scores 112 points. In comparison, for every 100 times, so every 100 times he shoots the ball, he scores 112 points. Every 100 times Sohan shoots the ball, for comparison, he makes 94 to 96 points.
Yeah.
That's a big difference, Joe. And Olynyk coming in at 6'11", 10, 11-year vet, doesn't get hurt a lot, has played a lot of basketball, Joe. The Spurs got another version of Harrison Barnes on this team named Kelly Olynyk. I would not be surprised if he started game one. Why not? He's on the team for a reason.
I don't know if he's going to be a starter, man. I think he's best served coming off the bench because the Spurs need some balance there. They need to have some guys. They need some veteran leadership coming off that bench in that second unit.
Well, I'm not a big believer in that. I understand what you're saying, and I'm not saying that it's wrong. But, like, it's not like 7th grade basketball where it's like we're taking out all the 5 starters and we're going to bring in the next 5.
No, I got that. Yeah.
They move him. They weave him in and out. I mean, maybe he doesn't start, but maybe he gets starter minutes.
I mean, he's going to play with starters at the same time when he's out on the court. It happens as they start going ahead and subbing people in and out of the game. But I'm just saying, I think he's going to bring some balance, especially when you have some of your starters going out. He can come in there. He's not going to make a lot of mistakes because he's a veteran. He can go ahead and play in the paint. He can go ahead and play some decent defense. He can get you an open bucket. If he's wide open beyond the arc and, you give him the ball, guess what? He's going to knock it down more than Sohan.
I forgot how tall he was, man. I thought he was like 6'8". He's 6'11". Jeez. That's playing the 4 position.
Bring you some size, yeah.
It's funny because we see Jesse Yates already wanting to give him the new nickname. So if Barnes is the Toyota Corolla, does that make Kelly Olynyk the Honda Accord? I like
the
it.
used Honda Accord.
Well, they all are, man. They've got a lot of miles on the odometer.
Look at Hanover Fist. He's pointing out something here. And Kelly Olynyk is not young anymore by NBA standards. He's kind of up there in the twilight of his career. He's 34 years of age.
Mm-hmm.
He's younger than LeBron James, but I mean, he ain't a LeBron James caliber type of player. But he's getting up there.
Right.
He's 34, but he's still got some tread on the tire left, and limited minutes.
Yeah, and his stats last year didn't stink either, man. He's a good veteran player that you want to have on the team when things need to be stabilized, and we can't say that the Spurs have all these young players anymore because the young core has been around for 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
They're already at the end of their contract. This is the last year of the deal for Jeremy Sohan. It's the last year of the deal for all the players that were drafted in 2022. Spurs have a lot of unanswered questions, but the season's coming along fast. You know, watch our podcast as we give our reaction to Spurs games. Subscribe to Jeff Garcia, Locked On Spurs. He does a fantastic job covering the team and posing some very difficult questions for Spurs fans. As far as what they want to see and whatnot. I know a lot of people were upset because Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones was out and about still
Jeez.
going after Project Marvel, and you have all these young people on TikTok slamming the whole thing. Dude,
What did you
they
think about
sound
the way
so.
she looked? I sent the picture in the group chat yesterday.
Do you know what she looks like, Joe?
Huh.
I'm in Miami, right? Right. Well, actually, technically, I'm in Fort Lauderdale. Do you know what store is right in front of me right now, Joe? I'm looking at a
Burlington.
store.
Burlington.
Okay. There was a Burlington down the road. I did see one. But this is a
Ross.
store that I haven't seen in forever. No, I haven't seen the store in forever, Joe.
No,
Bells.
bro. Oh, dude.
There's a Bells over here in Fort Lauderdale. They still
That's
exist.
for the Vijitas, bro. Old
Bells,
lady shop
man.
there, man.
I bet you if I looked hard enough, I'll find a Mervin's over here.
That would be something, dude. But she was they had her on KSAT 12 last night. Again, it was like at past the 6:30, something like that, newscast or what have you. They bring her on as a guest. And she's still saying the same things. You can just go ahead and rinse and repeat. We need revenue sharing. We need to get the best deal possible. You can tell just by listening to her mannerisms and everything, she does not want to get a deal done for Project Marvel. She does not have any interest whatsoever of going ahead and modernizing San Antonio. And she's still going to go ahead and make it against the city and the Spurs. She's saying, oh, the Spurs. The problem that I have, and I'm surprised that none of the reporters that are there, the journalists, the anchors there, are asking her a question and be like, Mayor Jones, this isn't just about the Spurs. It's about going ahead and modernizing one particular thing in particular downtown, and that is the Riverwalk. What's going to happen when you bring Project Marvel? It's going to modernize the Riverwalk. It's going to go ahead and bring more businesses to downtown San Antonio because what? San Antonio is a tourism city. They don't ask her that.
Yeah.
She's just saying, oh, we need a better deal with the Spurs. We need a better deal with the Spurs. It's not all about the Spurs.
She would have been against the World's Fair in '68.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
The more you look at it, Joe, if this does not go through, it just shows you everything about the city of San Antonio. About the city of San Antonio. It's funny, Joe. I talk to Chica about this all the time. A lot of people complain about like the situation that they're in financially.
Yeah.
And sometimes people have legitimate gripes. Some people come from certain situations that are unimaginable, that are hard to overcome. I get that. Deaths in family, legit disabilities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's some people, Joe, who are poor because they choose to be. And they like it. Because they don't ever want to be successful.
Mike, I don't think anybody likes being poor, bro.
No, Joe. When I say they like it, Joe, if you're not doing anything to improve your situation, if you're not doing anything to uplift yourself education-wise or professionally, going to another job, learning a different craft, a different skill, it doesn't have to be like, oh, go to college or all that. I mean, it could be learning a trade. Learning trades are amazing, whether it be mechanics, HVAC, whatever the case. It's amazing. They do a fantastic job. But if you're not doing something to improve yourself or your situation and you're poor, you like being poor. That doesn't mean you wouldn't want to have money. It just means that you don't have the balls to change your situation. And that's the things that I look at everybody who's complained about Project Marvel. And some of them that have legitimate gripes, like, hey, I have a business downtown and the traffic would be awful and it might legitimately hurt my business. That I understand as a reason to be against Project Marvel, right?
No.
But if it's just simply because I don't want it, I'm not going to be able to go, I'm not going to be able to afford it. We need to have this, that, and the other. We need potholes. That means the city likes being poor.
Look at Mario Cavazos. They're already gonna start quote tweeting you, bro. It says Mike said, "Poor people like being poor."
They do. They do.
Oh,
Joe, if
Mike.
Joe, I've said this before. I wake up every morning with two things: a hard on and a desire to make money.
Oh,
I mean, have some ambition, Joe, is what I'm saying. That people need to get up and pull themselves up and be successful.
you know
And
what
being
the people
successful
of the
doesn't mean that
city
you carry
want?
a briefcase. Doesn't mean you carry a briefcase. It just means you just become successful better than what your situation was prior. You
Yeah,
know, I've been broke off my ass. I've been divorced and ninety
you've
thousand
been an
in
Uber
debt.
driver.
Been an Uber driver. I did Uber to make ends meet. I worked two full-time jobs, Joe. Because if Joe, I mean, the city of San Antonio is I joke I affectionately and jokingly and also seriously call it poor. But if Project Marvel gets shot down by a bunch of people who just are unsuccessful in life, because you look at those who are for Project Marvel and those who are against it, the ones who are for are typically those who are more upwardly mobile, who have money, have disposable income, and the ones against it are the ones bitching about being poor. And I ask the question of those who bitch about being poor: what are you doing to get out of it? See, I am very liberal about a lot of things, but I'm conservative about some things. I don't identify at this point with either side, but I look at it and I go, what did you do to make yourself better today? And I encourage people who are listening to this podcast, what are you doing to yourself this year? The next 5 years to improve yourself. What are you doing to improve your situation? Because again, if you're poor, you're not doing anything, guess what? You like being poor. Sorry for the
Oh
rant,
my
Joe.
God, dude. You know what? This is the thing that Mexican Junior brings up, and it is true. Instead of Project Marvel, the people of the city would be like, you know what? I want that pothole fixed in my street. I'm tired of running over that pothole all the time. I'm going to vote
Yeah.
no to Project Marvel because I want to fix the potholes in the city. No one gives a
Yeah,
shit
potholes
about a
don't make
pothole,
jobs.
bro.
Potholes don't
Exactly.
make jobs. And if they did come to fix it, you'd bitch that there was traffic on your street.
There was potholes yesterday. There's going to be potholes tomorrow. Even if all the potholes in the city were fixed, I guarantee you next week there's going to be a new one pop up somewhere. It's a never-ending issue. It's never going to fully be addressed. So they got to stop with that nonsense. I need more sidewalks. I need that. I need this. I need this. I understand, but the way that the city works and the way that, let's say, budgets work, I don't think people understand that. You can want things, but it's not necessarily going to be in the area that you want it. It can
Right.
be built, but not necessarily where you want it. You know, it's
Joe, Joe,
ridiculous.
Joe Mario Cavazos is coming out saying, oh, wait, no, it was Midtown Texas. Miami Mike is speaking. Jesse A says Mike woke up with a heart on 30 minutes ago. Come on, man. No, I mean, Joe, it's just like improve yourself. It's kind of like when you're down in the dumps. It's okay to
Yeah.
be down in the dumps. I was, go. People go through breakups. People go through hardships. Whatever. It's great. I mean, you go through it. It sucks, but then at some point you dust yourself off and you just move forward, right?
No.
And all I encourage people to do is to move forward in life when it comes to certain things, man. I've been broke off my ass after a costly divorce many, many, many years ago. I went through another divorce over the past few years. Um, I've had through the highs and lows, but I've built my business up, Joe. And I wake up every morning going, how am I going to do better for my clients? How am I going to make money and make them money? Right? I understand all that, Joe. But what I'm saying is that I look at the people who are against Project Marvel and I think to myself, you haven't done anything to improve yourself in 15, 20 years. What are you doing?
Look at what
And you're gonna
Jesse A
and you're
says.
gonna dictate the direction of the city. F that. I'll follow April and Sierra to the promised land, not Cops Metro Alliance.
Look at this, Jesse A's quoting a line from our intro. It's the life that we chose. Oh
Black Bucket
God.
coming on in and saying, working hard to do better for yourself and your family is not liberal or conservative. It's the American way. God bless that. That is 100% true when it comes to that Black Bucket. It's just, I am pro whoever wants to do better for themselves, who wants to be forward thinking and all that stuff. And when I say people like being poor, I honestly believe it, because if you didn't like it, you would do something about it, Joe. So what's the opposite of not liking of not liking it? Liking it. I mean, that's just logical, right?
Look what Mario Cavasso said, and I've seen this a lot more now around town. He's saying that he's seen a lot of vote for Proposition A, Prop B signs in his neighborhood.
Hey, happy belated birthday to Mario, man. He had his birthday the other day. 50
Oh,
years
happy
old,
birthday.
man. Happy belated birthday, man. Yeah,
Gotta buy him a
can't.
beer, man.
I'll be in San Antonio. What's it called? Next week, doing some work in San Antonio next week. I'll be there for a few days. Believe it or not, Joe, Chica has. We have another trip this week. We're gonna be in San Marcos, floating the river. So I'll be back. But I am working while I'm out here. By the way, Joe, I had my audit yesterday. Ugh. I had to
Yeah.
shut down my business for like 3 days to prepare for that audit, and I had it yesterday. Went well. So I'm happy with how things turned out. It's a very
Yeah.
stressful time in my industry to go through the audits, but everything came out good. I passed with flying colors and all that stuff, but it's really stressful because it makes you second guess yourself and all that stuff.
Yes.
But I need to get back on. I told Jake, I said no more traveling. We have our. I have to get back into business mode to end the year.
You know
Uh,
what Chica just told me right now?
what's that?
She says that she's down for the Bingo Loco.
Oh,
She
she
said-
just messaged you. Yeah.
yeah.
She loves bingo, dude. She loves casinos and bingo. Last night we were playing at Calder Casino in Miami, and the
Yeah.
reason why we're here, by the way, this is not a vacation. We're not staying at a resort over here this time. In the prior times we've gone out here, we've stayed at a nice resort, but right now we're at the Holiday Inn Express. The reason why is because her daughter is moving into her new apartment. She's beginning her medical residency. She's getting her master's degree, and her schooling is over, but now it's the medical residency part. So
Yeah.
we're moving her from where her college was, which is in Miami, to where her residency is in Miami Gardens and Fort Lauderdale. So really, it's just been a lot of heavy lifting since we've been out here. Now everything is in the apartment. Um, Everything is in the apartment. We're now just cleaning it, putting everything together, unpacking things, and we'll be back in Texas tomorrow. But then she has a work meeting that I'm going to go with her. So I'm going to be working tomorrow and Friday on location. But no, Joe, it's been fun, man. Let's give some love to Pia Chang's La Cantera. They power our chat over here, and they do a fantastic job. Again, it's Wednesday, Joe. So what does that mean on Wednesday? It is Wednesday. Half off bottles of champagne, half off bottles of wine over there. I've been told that gets it to about $15 to $20 a bottle. Not bad, Joe. They have happy hour all day, every day from 3 to 6. Let's show them some love.
Yep. Let's do it. P.F. Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of P.F. Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. P.F. Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
That's right, P.F. Chang's La Cantera. La Cantera celebrating its 20-year anniversary this fall. They do a fantastic job. Go tell Sean over there, Sean Quintero. He's one of the big wigs over there at P.F. Chang's La Cantera that we sent you over there. Again, it's Wednesday, half off bottles of champagne and wine. Happy hour from 3 to 6. The weather's getting nicer, Joe. They have an outdoor area where you can eat and do some shopping before or afterwards there at La Cantera. It's a fantastic place, P.F. Chang's La Cantera. Thank you so much for being a sponsor
Yeah.
of the
You know
Area
what?
210 podcast.
You know what I was just thinking, Mike? In order to go ahead and sweeten the deal with PF Chang's, I need to tell Sean that I need to go by there and maybe drop, I don't know, $200, give him $200 and tell him, I want you to save this. And if somebody from the area 210 tells you that they're here, that we sent you, and they're at the bar, buy them a drink on
Off
us.
the drink. There you go.
You know? Hey, I would say go ahead and if we're gonna pay for that, partake of the Japanese old fashioned. You'll thank us later. Very good. One of my favorites.
Very nice. Maybe we'd run a deal where anyone that says Area 210, go over there, gets with a meal, gets a free cocktail.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Reinvest within the company, man. They do a fantastic job over there. They're very, it's a nice place, man.
It
That
is.
particular location. I've been to some PF Chang locations where it's been nice, but it's like, a little bit above average when it comes to certain things. But the PF Chang's there at La Cantera, I mean, it's a nice looking place, man. It's
It
clean,
is.
it's air conditioned, it's amazing. It's a very good place, and it's in the middle. It's right there at the right at the parking lot
La
of
Cantera.
the Nordstrom's area.
Mm-hmm.
Jonathan Perez reaches out to us on our chat powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. Says Mike's staying with the peasants. Okay, I gotta tell you about that, Joe. Again, we're here to work, Joe. I am doing my
Whoa.
boyfriendly, husbandly duties right now of
What does he
helping
mean
her.
by staying with the peasants? Peasants, where are you staying at?
Because I'm at the Holiday Inn. I'm at the
Oh,
motel hotel Holiday Inn is where I'm at. And Chica likes the nice rooms. She likes the nice the nice she likes the nice places, right? But we're not staying at a nice place. We're staying at a Holiday Inn. It's all right. It's all right.
I
It's not bad. It's not good. It's just all right. And I keep on telling Chica, I said, Chica, we're not here as a vacation. We're here doing family business of moving your daughter to an apartment. And what are we gonna do after this podcast? I'm gonna go over there. We're gonna mop. We're gonna dust. I'm gonna unload boxes
you
and
got Fabuloso ready to go?
fabuloso ready to go because that's how we roll. That's what we're doing over here. We're not over here. We have not gone to the beach. We have not gone to a nice restaurant. We have not done anything like that. We are doing
You went to the
motherly.
casino, bro. Come on.
Oh, we go to the casino for a couple hours at night. When
Yeah.
when her daughter's going to bed, it's like, okay, well, she has to go to work the next day. It's 9 o'clock, and then we sneak off to the casino at 10. I did go to Monday Night Football, right?
Yeah.
Because the stadium is
In the
is
stadium.
literally is half a mile from her apartment, right on the same street.
Yeah.
So I've done a couple of cool things while I've been here, but I'm not over here like, hey man, I'm in front of I'm at the beach. I'm not like shopping at nice places. We're literally slumming it at a Holiday Inn right now, and then we're gonna be sweating our balls off to go help with the unpacking. So this is not a vacation, Joe. This is her
Work.
being this is her being a good mom. This is me being a good stepdad type figure.
Yeah.
So
You know what? I
that's
wanted to
it.
talk about this, Mike, next. As we start, we were talking about San Antonio Spurs. So let's talk about Wemby, right? So Wemby, a lot of all the chatter yesterday, media day and whatnot, was to talk about Wemby. He's went from 7'3" last season and now is measured at 7'4" over at Spurs Media Day. And all the fans were like, Mira Wemby, Wemby grew an inch. He's now listed at 7'4". And the other thing with Wemby here is that not only was he listed at 7'4", but he had a little excerpt that they took right from when he was talking with the media. And he says, I can assure you, no one has trained like I have this summer. He goes, I'm so much under control and my conditioning is better. What I have done this summer is world class. What has he done? He's gone and traveled, Mike, all over the
Well, I
world.
mean, Joe. I mean, that's not to say that he hasn't. I mean, when people train, Joe, people don't train 7 days a week. For 5 hours
I
at
have
a
the
time. They're
Tiger
not.
Wemby.
They're not boxers, Joe. I mean, he's not up in Big Bear training to fight Canelo, right? I
I
mean,
want to
it's
see
a
him
different
training
type of.
like Rocky, man, like Rocky 4, dude. Picking up
Well, I
the
mean,
a piece of wood, running through the snow.
you want him to pick up somebody, pick up 5 people, including Adrian and Paulie,
A
in the
bag of rocks.
wheelbarrow,
I
right?
want him to pick up a bag of rocks.
You want him to saw a tree down, right?
Yeah, man.
Run away from
This sure kill me.
run away in the snow from the KGB, right?
Oh,
With hearts on fire in the background. Okay, so Joe, It's interesting when you look at Wemby and like how he has to work out and how he stretches and how he does things. At 7'4", and they say 7'4" is actually undercutting it. That most he's actually probably closer to 7'6". That the belief is that he's 7'6" because we see him stand next to.
Oh, we lost Mike. He's probably still on that T-Mobile internet, man. Yeah. Let me
Players who've
get
been
him back in.
7'6" who have played Manute Bol, you know, George Murazan, there have been Bull, but they don't play with the fluidity and the number of minutes and with the impact that you have with Victor Wembanyama. You cannot do certain things to his body because his body is so different. So him working out in the gym is probably in spurts. It's probably different, but he did confirm that he worked out with Kevin Garnett. He did confirm that he worked out with Akeem Olajuwon. So we got to take him at his word for something, because he's not going to work out 365. You know, uh, he doesn't have the 6'6" body that can take the pounding on the knees and whatnot.
Yeah.
He's got a 7'6" body, and it's different, Joe. It's different.
I
He's
mean,
got
he
a
learned the way of the leaf, from the Shaolin monks up there and whatnot. I want to see him do some Kamehamehas, on the court. Yeah.
yeah.
A Dragon Ball Z, all that
You
kind
want
of
him to
stuff.
wear
If you know, you know.
you want him to wear Raiden's hat from Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat, right?
Mortal Kombat style, dude.
You want him to start dating a woman named Katana. Katana
I want
wins.
to. I mean, let's see what happens. He said, "I've worked out. I've done this." He's all excited, talking to the media. He's grown an inch and all this. I have no doubt that Wemby's going to be Defensive Player of the Year. He should have got it last year, but because of his deep vein thrombosis injury, they had to sideline him, and his year was done. Hopefully, a healthy Wemby this year. He's going to be a shoe-in. He's going to win Defensive Player of the Year, and that's going to make this team better. That's all I want.
Well,
I just want to see Wemby stay consistent.
let's God. Well, we gotta say it the way that it was. Though he wasn't injured, he had a medical condition.
Yeah. Well, he had a medical condition.
Injury to me is what happens to Sohan. When Sohan misses 24 games or 28 games because he
Oh,
has a bad
don't for-
back, or those are
yeah.
injuries.
Don't forget his buddy
Deep vein
Vassell. Vassell's always injured as well. Mexican Junior, does cricket reach to Florida? Mike, they're roasting you right now. Look at this. Mexican Junior says, "Does cricket reach to Florida?"
Well, first of all, this is AT&T. I'm on 5G all bars, baby. All bars are there, Joe.
Oh God. No, but I see what you're saying. And all I was saying too is like the players that are mostly injured, and I get injuries, Sohan's always injured, lower back, what have you. Vassell's always injured as well. You can always count on them to miss a couple games every single season. But I mean, this was a medical condition. I get what you're saying, but in layman's terms, Wemby's season was over. He couldn't participate anymore because it was a really serious medical condition. I mean, if that blood clot would have traveled, he could have actually died if it went into the lungs,
Right.
the heart, that kind of thing. So it was a serious medical condition. I understand that. I'm just saying, I just want to see what Wemby's going to do this year. I wish Wemby the best. Everybody thinks I hate Wemby. I don't hate on Wemby. I just want to see him rise to the occasion against the upper echelon players out there that he goes up against.
And the fact that he's been cleared to play means that it wasn't that bad of a situation, that everything was caught in time, and the medical team did what they needed to do. They sat him down, and he's not the only player in the NBA that this has happened to. It's happened to a few other players. So it's one of those things where when you have somebody who's that tall, weird stuff happens, Joe. Weird stuff happens.
Remember Yao Ming? Yao Ming also had injuries, and all sorts of things he had to deal with because of his lower extremities,
Foot injuries, man. His feet
knee
were
injuries. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I'm more fearful of Wemby of having, is that type of stuff. But people are asking the question about Monday Night Football, Joe. I was at Monday Night Football the other day, the Jets and the Dolphins.
Ugh, you saw Tyreek Hill injury live? Man, that was brutal, bro.
Yeah, that and Joe, here's the thing, man. I wanted to go because it's an NFL game. I was super sweaty, Joe. We had moving furniture and all that stuff, and I can hear the stadium getting louder and louder as the game was getting closer to kickoff.
Yeah.
And I told Chica I want to go. So we went on over there, Joe, and about an hour before the game, I was looking for tickets, and you guys were dogging on me on our group chat because you're like, oh, those tickets were probably $20. They were probably free tickets to an NFL game.
Yeah, they're giving him away because that team is ass.
Joe, paying thousands of dollars to go watch the Cowboys play at Jerry World is not a flex. It's not. It's a
No.
waste of money. But it was interesting because I had no rooting interest, so I just cheered for the home team. Actually I had an Aqua T-shirt on me, so I was like, okay, I'll put that T-shirt on. I didn't buy any Dolphins gear, but I at least wore the color. And we made our way to the Hard Rock Stadium, and I was trying to buy these tickets, and Chica was like, "I'll go with you, but I don't sit with the what, Joe."
She does. She said it. I'm proud of Chica for saying that. I don't sit with the peasants. Say it with your chest out. If you're gonna go to a game, you're not gonna sit in the nosebleeds. Fuck that.
Right. So I was looking at tickets, Joe, and I found 2 tickets, 40-yard line, 17th row. They were going for, including taxes and fees, $190 a pop.
It's not bad.
I
For an
went to
NFL
buy.
game.
What's that again?
It's not bad for an NFL game.
No, not at all. Monday Night Football at that. I
Yeah.
clicked on buy the tickets, Joe. They wouldn't let me buy them. They said they were already sold. I was already in the process of buying them, and when I clicked on Apple Pay, they wouldn't let me buy them. So I looked, and they had 2 other tickets, the exact same row, and I clicked on them and I bought them, Joe. As I was buying them, the price went down in price. I got both tickets, taxes, fees included, for $237, $118.50 a pop, Joe.
That's dirt cheap.
17th row, 40-yard line, legit. It was a great experience to watch a Monday Night Football game. The Tyreek Hill injury happened on my side of the field.
Whew.
They did not show the replay on
Oh yeah.
the jumbotron, so everyone had to go on their phones and go on Twitter to find it. But
A man's leg isn't meant to bend that way.
right, and you knew something was up because it was a great catch, by the way. He
Yeah.
got both feet in, but when you see the defenders jump up and start screaming at the other side, bring the cart, like the cart and the cart got there at the same time as the trainers. They did not wait to see if they were going to bring the cart out. And it was a scary experience, but then you saw every single player from the Miami Dolphins go over and shake his hand and whatnot. And it was, it was a touching moment. But then again, yeah, people on Twitter going, well, why are we getting all emotional about somebody who was accused of domestic assault multiple times
Yeah.
and all that stuff? So I understand both sides of it all, but to see him get hurt like that and it happened so close to you was a very, very difficult thing to watch, and to see the chaos that ensued was difficult. Did
Yeah,
not see
well,
any fights, Joe, at Hard Rock Stadium.
that's good, man. I was gonna say aftermath with Tyreek Hill is they rushed him to the hospital. He had surgery yesterday, and it was to go ahead and repair a dislocated kneecap, and
Yeah.
also he had tore his ACL. He's torn multiple ligaments in his knee. Wishing him a speedy recovery. He's going to be on the mend. He's probably going to miss
Yeah.
a lot of next season.
I think he's gone, obviously this season, but probably all of next season.
Yeah.
And what was so sad was that I was telling Chica before the injury happened, I was like, follow number 10. I think he's number 10, right? Like, follow number 10. I was like, he's the fastest guy in all of the NFL. They call him Cheetah. And because Chica doesn't know a lot about the NFL.
Yeah.
So she keyed in on him and was watching him play, and he had caught like 6 balls for like 65 yards before he went down with the injury. And she was like, man, he's fast. Like they're trying to key in on him. And he was so squirrely. And I'm like, he's the fastest man in football. And then after that injury, I looked at her and I said, he ain't the fastest man in football anymore.
That injury was something else because when I watched it on the, instant replay or whatever on social media, what happened is that you could tell that his leg just got cut underneath him. And when they tackled him, he just came down on it at a wrong angle. And that's what caused the injury to happen. It was just a freak accident, but man, that was brutal, dude. I didn't want to go and see it again. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. So it was brutal. Joe, not one fight at Monday Night Football, Joe. I did not see one fight between Jet fans and Dolphin fans. Like, Is the fighting an NFC East thing? Is that you see fights at
So
Jerry World and at Lincoln Financial
Eagles,
where the Eagles play, and you see that at where the Commanders play and the Giants play? There's always fights in the stands, right, Joe?
always.
These were divisional rivals in the AFC East. No one, everyone was cordial, man. Everyone was like shaking hands, and not I didn't see now, or was it, Joe, that it happened where the peasants were? But
Did
no
Chico
one.
really say that? Did Chico really say that?
She did.
Yes. Yes.
She did. Absolutely did say it, Joe. Chest out, pinky out, Joe.
There you
Oh,
go.
I took a photo of her, Joe. Um, I didn't post it, but the photos I used to take where I would drink and I would look up.
Yeah.
I took one of her. It's so funny, Joe.
Jeez. She's probably gonna get mad if you share that, dude. We got to see that another time. Hey,
That's
I was
funny.
gonna share this with you too. We got to put respect on Dakota Reigns Prescott's name, man. Look at him. He's leading. He's in the top 5 right there. It says Dak is leading the way through 4 weeks with his passing yards, 1,119. Matthew Stafford is a close second with 1,114. Daniel Jones has 1,078 passing yards, followed by Justin Herbert with 1,063. And Jordan Love rounds up the top 5 with 1,000 passing yards through week 4.
Okay, a couple of things. Yes, he has improved. Yes, he looks closer to being his prime than he was what he was last year. Those stats are also skewed because, correct me if I'm wrong, but the Dallas Cowboys have played 2 lengthy overtime periods. So Dak, everyone has played 16 quarters. Dak has played closer to 18 quarters because Dak played a full quarter against the again it was against the Eagles, right? And then one
Yeah.
against the most recent game that they had where against
Green
the
Bay.
Packers.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, everyone's played 4 games. He's played 4.5. But good for him.
Yeah.
Number one
And then
offense in football. Number one offense and also the worst defense in football. I saw a clip of First Take with Stephen A. Smith saying that the Cowboys might round into form by the playoffs. What playoffs are we talking about, Joe?
at this point, I mean, they're not even going to be a wild card team, man. I mean, it just doesn't look like it's going to be in the cards for the Cowboys this season, if I'm being honest.
There are 16 teams in the NFC. They're ranked 13 right now with a 1-2-1 record. You need to have at least 10 wins, right? Because right now there are 12 teams. 12 of the 16 teams in the NFC have a 2-2 record or better. So it's not like
Let's
the
see the
Cowboys have.
standings. Let's see these standings through week 4. As you're talking about that, I'm going to show the graphic, Mike.
Well, the most important standing is that the Eagles are 4-0, the only undefeated team in the NFC. That's the most important
Yeah.
thing.
Well, here's the latest standings, right? For each division. We're going to go with the NFC East. Eagles are leading that division. Cowboys are third, behind the Washington Commanders. Eagles are 4-0. NFC North, you got the Detroit Lions leading the pack there, 3-1. Green Bay with the tie against the Cowboys, they're number 2 at 2-1-1, followed by Minnesota, and then you have Chicago dead last. NFC South, Tampa Bay is leading the pack with a record of 3-1, followed by the Falcons at 2-2. In the NFC West, we have the San Francisco 49ers and a tie right here with the Seattle Sea Chickens is what I call them. So let me get Mike back on. I'm just going over the order of the standings right now. So we're going NFC West right now. San Francisco's leading the Seattle right now. They both have a 3-1 record, along with the Los Angeles Rams at 3-1. So you have 1, 2, and 3 there, and then at the very end, it's Arizona Cardinals at 2-2. New Orleans Saints, they know the assignment, Mike. They know their assignment. 0-4, baby, and you don't want them to win a single game. Neither does Leha.
No, I want them to have the worst record. Go get South Carolina's quarterback and just roll with it at that point, Joe. We need a quarterback. We need a quarterback bad. I want them to go 0-17. I want them to go 0-17 the next 3 years, Joe. I mean, not just this year. I'm in ultra tank mode right now. People are like, oh, you went to a Dolphins game. Yeah, I went to an NFL game. I was happy to be next to the stadium. I went to an NFL game, but I did not buy any gear, Joe. Did not buy any Dolphins gear while I was there. But,
Yeah.
the cow, we can look at the standings all day long. The fact of the matter is that the way the cards are going to fall, you need to win 10 games to make the playoffs at least, right? Because there are teams like the Bengals last year won 10 games, didn't make the playoffs.
Didn't make it. Yep.
So you need to get to at least 10. Kind of like we talk about the Spurs, you need to get to 48 wins to make the playoffs and 44 to get to the play-in. Those are just guidelines, right? You might need 50. You might need 46. You need at least 10 wins. So the Cowboys are 1-2-1, right?
Yep.
13 games left in the season, right? Which means they have to win 9 of 13 games. They have to go 9-4 the rest of the way.
They have a tough schedule, dude. I don't think it's going to happen.
Yep. 9-4 the rest of the way, Joe.
And look at this, Mike. Division standings for the AFC East. You have Buffalo, right? 4-0 right now, leading the pack, with New England surprisingly at 2-2, and then Miami's third with 1-3. And you know why? Because that New York Jets team is garbage. They haven't won one damn game. And NFC North, you got Pittsburgh leading the pack, followed by the Cincinnati Bengals at 2-2. Surprisingly, the Baltimore Ravens, which you told me were the best team in football, with the record of 1-3. And I say to you, Mike, your record says who you are at this point in time.
I agree. They fumbled the ball against the Buffalo Bills. They should have won that game, the first game of the season. Arguably, that game and the Cowboys-Packers game were the best games of the year so far. Buffalo escaped with a victory that Baltimore should have won. No different than the Cowboys should have beaten the Packers. Just stop them on fourth down. They didn't stop them, right? They had all the chances in the world.
And look at
the Bengals don't have Burrow.
They don't.
And you have Pittsburgh winning games with Aaron Rodgers. Is that going to be a thing that continues forever? I still think the Ravens have a chance to come back, but they need to win that division to make it happen. They need to bounce back. The Chargers at 3-1, they look pretty good, man. I know they lost this past weekend to the Giants, but they look pretty good.
Jacksonville's legit, Mike. I mean, the Jaguars are legit.
I mean, Trevor Lawrence, it took him how long to be good,
Houston's garbage, dude, at 1-3, followed by Tennessee, which is winless, by the way. And that's your AFC South, should I say.
Well,
this weekend
you have Baltimore going up against Houston. Whoever loses that game is not going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
You don't bounce back from 1-4.
Yeah, AFC West, you have the Los Angeles Chargers at 3-1, right? Followed by Kansas City at 2-2, same record as the Denver Broncos, and then of course the Raiders at 1-3, and that's your AFC West standings. So I mean, given all this, Mike, and you're looking at records and whatnot, what are your top 5 teams at this point in time?
What am I? What again?
Top 5 teams in the NFL.
Top 5 teams in the NFL. Buffalo. Well, Buffalo and Philadelphia are going to be there just simply because they're the undefeated teams, right?
Yeah.
I think Indianapolis, because they have such a great running game and they have such a balanced attack, I would put Indianapolis in the top 5. Let's see here.
I would have Tampa Bay, man. Buccaneers are in the top 5.
Nah, man. They've given up more points than they've scored this year, man. I don't see it. I don't see it. Detroit. And I would say Green Bay. I put Green Bay has a lower record than Tampa Bay. I would still put Green Bay out there. And lurking in the shadows, you have Baltimore and Kansas City, who at any given moment can come back to life.
I'd have to say right now, my number 1 team, even though I hate them, would be the Philadelphia Eagles. They are 4-0 for a reason. I think it would be followed closely with the Buffalo. I would have them at number 2. At number 3,
is it true that Phillies won 20 out of 21 games?
Yeah.
And everyone talking about how Dak's stats against Jalen Hurts, they're like, Jalen Hurts can't push his way to this and the other, and they're like, I'm sorry, but Dak can get all the stats in the world, but if you don't win games, you don't win games, man.
Yeah, I think I would have the Detroit Lions at number 3 in my book. I think the Lions are legit. Chargers, I would have them at number 4. At number 5, this one's tough for me, man, because I still, my heart says Tampa Bay deserves to be in the top 5, and I'm gonna keep them there.
They've won 3 games against bad teams. Tampa Bay to me is the Texas Longhorns of the NFL.
I still got them in there though. That's who I
And
have in the
and the,
top 5.
and the Longhorns' next 2 opponents, which are going to be SEC games, are against backup quarterbacks. So they're going to get 2 more wins and now 1 respectable win of them all. Longhorns are going to be 5-1. I'm not going to show any respect because 3 awful teams, 2 teams with backup quarterbacks. Come on, man.
Hey,
I want to see what happens when they play Georgia, when they play uh, when they play Georgia, when they play Vandy.
we're losing Mike again.
Hey Joe,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to skedaddle, Joe. It looks like the moving is upon us, Joe. So I apologize for leaving
gotcha.
about 15 minutes early.
All right,
But
we'll just go
like I
ahead
said,
and
I'll do the show again tomorrow, Joe.
yep.
We're good for tomorrow. But I got to get going, man. I'm being reeled in for the move. So,
Daddy duties over here.
oh,
Yeah,
I
okay,
see
I gotcha.
Chica. I see Chica. Chica's coming out.
All right, man.
Hi,
We'll
Chica.
go.
I'm saying, if we're finishing the podcast, I told Joe, and I won't show the camera. I told Joe that you said that if we were going to go to the Monday Night Football game, you will be okay with it as long as we don't sit where. What was that again? With the peasants.
There you go. I knew there was a reason we like Chica. All right, Mike, I'll let you go so you can get at it, man. But we're going to go ahead and end the show on that note, as I still got lots of training to do, and I got to see what the day is going to hold for us because of the government shutdown.
Oh, true. All right, man. Have a fantastic day. Thank you to everyone who was on the podcast. Thank you to PF Chang's Lock and Terra for sponsoring the show. Again, it is Wednesday. It is Wednesday at PF Chang's Lock and Terra. Half off bottles of champagne and wine. Happy hour every day from 3 to 6. Go say hi to Sean out there. Everyone have a fantastic day. Hit the like button on the way out, man.
We'll see you tomorrow. We're out. Peace.